To celebrate our 200th episode, we're giving you 200 tips and tricks.
No, we're not. We're not giving them any tips or tricks. We don't have any tips or tricks. We're just making this whole thing up, you crazy weirdo.
Welcome to Krocks in the Kitchen.
I'm Jessica.
And I am Brian.
Yes, it's our 200th episode of Krocks in the Kitchen.
We made it.
We don't include live streams in that number, just in case. This is
true.
Produced videos we include. We were about to post another video, which I'm super excited about, which will go out probably like in a couple of days. But then I was like, it's our 200th episode. We can't just post a random video. We have to like celebrate. We love our milestones.
Yeah, we love milestones. Milestones are great, you know, especially when it comes to life in general, even weight loss and all that, you know. It's why we celebrate birthdays and holidays.
So I thought we could go through like our top 200 moments. No. 200 tips. We'll just sit here for the next 10 hours. It's
Our
fine.
videos are already long enough. We don't need to make them longer.
So what we decided was, what did we decide?
We decided that we would just ask some great questions to ourselves about our time on YouTube.
A little reflection.
Yeah, a little time of reflection into what's actually happened over the last 200 episodes.
So you want to start out with the first question?
Yes, first question is, what is the number one thing you've learned after being on YouTube this long?
Don't read the comments. No. Read the comments. I promise we do read the comments.
I read all of them.
Don't take the comments to heart too much because...
Well, the negative
The
comments.
negative ones. But it's a lot. The comments are a lot. You have to have like a thick skin to do this. You can't let every little thing get to you. 99% of what we get is always really positive and awesome. And even sometimes that can get overwhelming because there's so many people out there who are kind of relying on you and everything like that. And so you have to just really embrace the fact that we've created such an awesome community, but at the same time, take the criticism with a grain of salt, but we don't use salt. So a grain of date sugar.
Garlic powder?
Garlic powder. I don't know. Anyway, what is your answer?
I will say that the number one thing that I've learned throughout this entire time is that I, and pretty much everyone, has no idea how the YouTube algorithm works. We have no idea how we have gotten to this point. We have no idea, like, why we were so blessed, you know, to be able to share our message out to so many people and to get so many subscribers and like all this stuff. Like we have no idea. And as far as I know, nobody really knows at all. So yeah, that's the number one. Yeah, we like, and it amazes me that you know, we have these times where we pour our heart and soul into a video, you know, and it's like, and it does good, and then we, you know, record something that's pretty straightforward, kind of like this, just us talking to a camera, and like it explodes, and we're just like, what?
What? We spent like 20 hours on that one.
Yeah, it's definitely
but it's all a labor of love.
Yeah. We love every minute of it. It's
Obviously,
just interesting.
It's never about the numbers, but it is, you know, we do want to grow the community. We want to spread the message. We want to show people that you can eat a whole food plant-based lifestyle and still, you know, be happy and healthy and everything. It's not, you know, there's a whole host of things that we are trying to show. We have a mission with this channel that we're trying to show.
Yes.
But the next question is, how do you feel that being on YouTube has affected our weight loss adventure, as you like to call it?
Specifically weight loss. I definitely think it's added pressure because we want to be good examples. And I know we aren't always good examples, but it has definitely put pressure on us to be better than what we are. And I think that it has overall been a positive because I know people talk about accountability and stuff like that, and we kind of are accountable to our viewers.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
not specifically, but yes.
I think for me, it's, you know, obviously we've gained weight. If you go back, we were just like scrolling through some old clips of when we first started, and obviously we're heavier now. So you could say like, okay, well, obviously it hasn't had a great impact on our weight loss adventure, but I think we would have had the problems anyway, but we just wouldn't have had the community and the support, and maybe we wouldn't have gotten back on track like we are now. Maybe we would have just disappeared and been like, you know what? All right, this has held us. Like, we know we want to do this, but we also now have created this whole community of people who are looking to us for inspiration. So obviously we want to make sure that we are providing that. So I think it's had a positive impact. I do think that a lot of times being pushed to be creative and always, you know, getting new recipes and everything like that, in reality, we've said it a million times, when we eat, and you can watch like our very first What We Eat in a Day video, it's the same thing over and over and over again. Like, we aren't that, you know, like adventurous with what we're eating a lot of the times for weight loss, just because it is, you know, it does help us lose weight easier. And so when we're forced to be creative and always looking for new content, that it gets a little bit like, so yeah.
All right, next question. How has being on YouTube changed you?
Oh, like as a person?
Yeah.
I think I'm not a social person at all. I'm very introverted, which a lot of people find hard to believe with how much I talk.
You do talk a lot.
I think that it's made me a little bit more outgoing, and if you watch our first videos, I was so nervous to be on camera, and now I'm way more comfortable. So I think it's gotten me out of my shell a little bit. I think the most important thing that it's done for me is just and we've said this before, it's just like I've gained so many really, really, really amazing friends. You guys know who you are, but you know, some of our best friends, like look at Martin. Martin is like, you know, Martin's like Martin the Great Potato Mage. He is one of our best friends collectively, and we wouldn't have met him if we hadn't done this. Obviously Lisa, my friend Lisa in England, like she's become one of my best friends, and I can't imagine, I don't know, it's helped me connect with people who can see me for who I am, because they've seen me on YouTube. And I've said before, I think I'm the most real version of myself when I'm literally doing this. A lot of times in real life, I kind of try to build up a wall and hide a lot of stuff. And so it's allowed me, it's allowed me to be more open and express myself, and then also find like-minded kind of people who really gravitate toward that. There's more people that I can name, but yes, there's so many of you out there that have become really good friends with me. And yeah, so what about you? How has it changed you?
Well, I think that it's, for me personally, it's made me happier. I know that much. And that's because it's given me a creative outlet that I didn't know I necessarily had. You know, before I always had music or singing or something like that, and that was always there. But even then, like a lot of times when I'm trying to write music or work on stuff, it's more, I don't know, like that process kind of has to strike me, you know, at a random time. But for this, it was like consistent, and I could actually use my skills, and I could actually do this. And not to mention, you know me, I love to talk anyway. And I love to talk to people, and I love crowds, and I love groups. And I love being an audience. I love an audience, you know, and this has definitely given me an audience. It's, like I said, I still never expect to have an audience, but I love having an audience. And then on top of that, the weirdness of being recognized outside in the world and stuff has just been amazing and phenomenal. And I don't think I'll ever truly get used to that. I don't think I would ever truly get used to people recognizing me, and, you know, even the mild level of fame that we have on here. So,
but yeah, I think it's given you some direction and like the creative outlet for you, definitely, because you were missing that when we weren't doing content. Like you were, I want to create content. I want to get back to creating content. Okay, so is it my turn to ask a question?
Your turn.
Okay. Did you think that, so we're 200 episodes in, I think we're, I don't know, what are we, like 2.5 years or something? I don't know.
It's been a while.
Did you ever think that when we first started, that we would make it this long on YouTube, that we'd stick and do this and keep doing this?
No. I think I figured when we first started, you know, we would have a few people watching, maybe get, you know, a couple hundred views and stuff on some of our videos, you know, friends, family, that kind of thing. And then after a while, we probably would have given it up because it's a lot of work to keep a channel going, especially when you're doing like 2 videos a week and
working full-time jobs.
And working full-time jobs. Like it's obviously like the thing that like the first thing to go because it's the extra thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't think we would have made it this long.
Yeah, I think when we first uploaded our very first video, we were just like, oh, this will be this will be goofy and fun, and like you said, our friends and family will watch it. And like when we hit 100 subscribers on YouTube, and then I think that was the point where all of a sudden we started getting subscribers that weren't our friends and family. That was when it was like, oh my gosh, this is so weird. But
side note, if you are one of the people who was like one of the original people who's still watching the channel, comment down below.
Yeah, comment down below and be like, I was in the first 1,000 or whatever. I know you guys are still there. I know some of you. I know some of the, I can name some names, but okay. I think I agree with you, definitely. I wouldn't have, if you told me we were gonna be like YouTubers, if that's what we are, like, no.
All right, my question. What is our best video?
Okay, so my favorite video of ours is actually, I think, the one that it was like getting back on track. It was early last year, and it was you like shooting me, and I was
the one of you walking.
I was walking through the arch grounds,
yeah,
and I was
video.
reading. I was actually reading a blog. I think production-wise, that was a really cool video. It still gets me emotional even just thinking about that video because I was just watching a clip of it, and like it was me just kind of pouring my heart out, but it was very beautifully edited by Brian, everything like that. And
she had no idea that I was going to edit it that way.
No, yeah. He was just taking B-roll of me walking, and then like we were going to do the video of me just sitting there kind of reading it. And then when he edited it all together, like it made me cry when he played it for me the first time.
Yeah, she fell asleep just before I started editing, and then when she woke up, like I showed her the video. Yeah, that was a great moment.
Yeah, so that one, and it was just me, like, with no filter, just being able to kind of share, like, how I was feeling. And looking back at that, the content of that, and me standing there saying, you know, I wasn't going to gain the weight back and all that stuff. And now, the perspective of where I am now, and how bad off I thought I had dug a hole then, and then how much worse I would dig that hole before I'd come back around. It just... yeah, it gets me, definitely. What's your favorite?
My favorite video is definitely our travel video when we went out east and we went to Gettysburg and all of that. I mean, that entire trip for me is still one of the highlights of the trips that we've gone on. And I mean, and we've been to other countries and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, but for some reason that video, just even from an editing standpoint, just like the one that you chose, it was so much fun to put together, and the bit of me actually being able to go to Gettysburg, something that I've always wanted to do in my life. I mean, it was seriously a bucket list item for me. Yeah, that one is definitely my favorite.
So he's talking about like, it's like Road Trip to the East Coast Part 1. So there was, I think, 3 parts to that series. So if you... travel videos are something I would love to do more of. I love to travel, and I would love to do more of that. Those videos are a beast to edit together. And yeah, but that we're gonna link to everything, all the ones that we're talking about, in case you haven't seen them or you want to go back and watch and remember and all that fun stuff.
All right.
Okay, so what, along the best line, what is our best recipe video?
I have to say that it's our chili, the chili recipe. It's Brian's super tasty vegan chili, that one. The original chili. That one is my favorite. We still eat it to this day. We were eating it constantly before, and it's just, I love it. I can't explain it. It's just a solid recipe, and I never, ever, ever get tired of it.
So on my favorite, if I'm going to go with a recipe that I created, which, you know, I always do like the sweet ones, it's going to have to be the spumoni cake that I made for your birthday.
Oh yeah, that was amazing.
That was I love that. I love how it turned out, the pictures. It was so pretty and beautiful. And like, I actually have another version of that cake that I'm working on that I never ended up posting last year because I went into like, you know, depths of deep depression and anxiety and all kinds of problems and things, and we quit YouTube for a while, but yes, so I will be doing that. But if it's a recipe of yours that I'm going to pick, it's going to be your black bean burgers, your umami black bean burgers. That is something like I would never get sick of. They are good. So we're going to link to all these.
They're dangerously good.
All right.
All right. Final question of the video. What is our worst video?
I mean, I'm always going to have to default back to the kale chip review, because we did a review of these kale chips, and
it was like our
second or third video, and like it always had the lowest views. It was like all of our other videos would have like 20,000, 30,000, and this one would be like 2,000. I think it's up to like 6,000 now after all these years. So almost 7,000. It's chugging along, but it was just so funny. Like even watching it back, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so like, I don't know. It was, yeah. That's, if I'm ever comparing a video to anything, it's going to be to the kale chip video.
Yeah. That's how it goes.
All right. So what's your worst video?
Not from a food standpoint, you know, because I love all the recipes that we actually do post. But from a production standpoint, Weird Green Soup was an absolute beast of a video. It took us forever to shoot.
It took us like 5 hours.
I'm pretty sure we had an argument in the middle of it at some point. And
3 or 4 arguments. It's fine.
Well, I know you videotaped one of them, and it cracked me up after I watched it back again.
We need to do an uncut.
Oh, no. But
raw and uncut Crocs.
But, yeah, I mean, we ended up, when did we finish that video?
It was like midnight or 1 in the morning by the time we finished. We had no idea what we were doing. It was like our 10th video. Like we didn't.
It was like our second recipe video.
Yeah, we had no idea what we were doing. We did it on like a weeknight. It was
that video definitely established a lot of like the differences between the way Jessica and I will shoot videos. And like before we were like, okay, yeah, maybe we can do this. But I think afterwards, I definitely was like, this is the way I'm going to shoot it. This is what I'm going to put here. This is what and then she'll like make suggestions and stuff like that. But for the most part, when it comes to like the vision of what it is, like I try to keep a hold of that. And that came from that video.
Oh my gosh. We have different filming. We have different styles. We're pretty opposite when it comes to most things, but we will link to all those videos that we've referenced in case you want to go back and watch them. Yep. But honestly, we just wanted to make this video to say thank you to you guys for sticking with us this long, for allowing us to get to the point where we are making our 200th video, because without you, like, there wouldn't be a channel. We would just be posting videos and we'd be getting like 50 views, and it would be like my mom and your parents, and
yeah,
it would be so sad without all of you.
It'd just be my dad repeating to watch the videos every week.
So, you know, obviously we appreciate it, and we just wanted to say thank you, and we look forward to another 200 videos. Yeah,
here's to another 200.
But that's all I got.
All right, guys, you know the spiel. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and you definitely want to click that bell that is right next to it so you get notified whenever we post a new video. Also, find us on social media, mainly Facebook and Instagram. You can message us on there. You can interact with us. You can check out all the things that we post. Plus, as always, I am still trying to go live on Facebook every Thursday at 1 p.m. Central. So, you know, set an alarm or something for it so you can come and join me. You can ask me whatever questions you like, and I talk about whatever random thing happens to be going on in our lives. Also, like the video. Give those things a thumbs up and help out, you know, with the whole YouTube stuff, you know, because I mean, I may not understand how the algorithm works, but I know that likes definitely help videos out. But I think that's all I got.
That's definitely all I got.
We will see you next time on Krocks in the Kitchen. Bye.